15th of March, and let's get going with Twitter for the past 3 days. So here goes. Sign off with part 1, here we go. Metalist meets the founder of Open Russia. Sir Ken Dodd, Liverpool Anglican Cathedral funeral for comedian. So Ken Dodd. Pictures show collapsed pedestrian bridge at Florida International University in Miami. That has resulted in several fatalities, local media reports. Youth workers were unable to keep appointments with vulnerable girls in Telford due to facing almost double the recommended caseload, a report says. Prime Minister Theresa May stops for bumps and selfies in Salisbury. NHS accused of fueling rise of opioid addiction. Grenfell Tower widow, guilty of fraud. Patient says waking up on an operation table is the scariest thing. Goldie appeared in court via FaceTime from Thailand. I'm sure it looks like the Russians were behind it. We're taking it very seriously. US President Donald Trump on chemical attack on former spy in the UK. Payment fraud, millions lost money transfer trick. US placed sanctions on Russia, including meddling in the 2016 presidential election. Jeremy Corbyn says that evidence points towards Russia on Salisbury nerve agent attack as he defends the questions he raised about responsibility for the incident. Omega Labyrinth said anime game banned in UK. No Girls School video game banned in UK. Telford abuse concerns over youth workers' caseload. Don't let it go. Elsa from Frozen rescue Boston police van stuck in snow. I salute the one that actually dressed up as Elsa and went out in it all. HSBC reveals big gender pay gap. Norian Mustafa, Egyptian teen Nottingham death sparks anger. Spy poisoning, first offensive use of nerve agents in Europe since World War II. UK, US, France and Germany say. Now let's condemn chemical attack on ex-spy. The oldest dog the dog's trust has ever looked after his busting his paws up as a retirement home. Woman 96 sexually attacked at Staple Hill bus stop. UK's after a 96-year-old woman. Idiots. Murdered Becky Watts was victim of sexting. Neville Hall jailed for at least 30 years for stabbing to death Jodie Wilshire. He was working at an Aldi supermarket in Yorkshire. Failure of Grenfell Tower doesn't have wider implications for public safety, but further tests will be carried out. Community Secretary Sajid David Javid says. Frankly, Russia should not go away. It should shut up. UK Defence Secretary Gavin Williamson asked about Russia's response to diplomats being expelled. Poppy Worthington death, no further review, see Crown Prosecution Service say. Bowling at the top of British equestrian, allegations of Chief Executive Claire Salmond upheld by independent inquiry, her only broadcast interview. Lincolnshire County Council, inspectors say commissioners should be sent in. UK will invest £48 million in new chemical weapons defence centre to maintain UK's cutting edge in the field. Defence Secretary Gavin Williamson says. Potentially significant, Macron to announce measures in coming days following Skripal attack. First indication of something more than words from UK allies. Airbus warns over GKN takeover bid. Russia will expel British diplomats soon. Alex Salmond, Russian station RT, not propaganda. Russia will expel the UK diplomats in retaliation for British response to opposing ex-spy Russian media. Grenfell Tower flat door fails Met Police fire test. They want to simultaneously deny it and at the same time to glory in it. Boris Johnson tells us the evidence is overwhelming that Russia is involved in the spy attack in Salisbury. Moscow continues to deny any involvement. Former NATO Secretary General Rasul Rasmussen, no convincing answer from Russia on Salisbury, but this is not an Article 5 matter. Would it would be disproportionate to invoke it? Well, sanctions should be extended to 12 months from 6, and should target wealthy individuals close to Putin. Anglo-Dutch consumer goods giant Unilever, making of Marmite and Dove soap, to abandon its London HQ. Crash ship should have sought shelter off Dover. Plastic particles found in bottled water. Hull City of Culture 2017. Audience of 5 million for event. UK to build £48 million chemical weapon defence centre. Berlin tops this year's happiness index, apparently high taxes, clean cold air and hot sauna. A hot sauna really does the job. So what makes you happy where you live? Get in touch. Hashtag BBC The Briefing. Parents fined £24 million for children's truancy and term time holidays. MPs called for unpaid shifts to be illegal. Universities place demands to grow by 300,000 by 2030. MPs warn of poisonous air emergency costing £20 billion a year. David Davis can live with shorter EU transition. Prince Charles faces unsung work by NHS nurses. Two goals from Messi help Barca off Chelsea, and still Valverde's team are the final side through the quarter-finals. Stephen Hawking has appeared in everything from The Simpsons to Monty Python sketch. Illegal schools, ministers promise crackdown. UK government ministers and members of the royal family won't be attending the World Cup in Russia. Slovak Prime Minister Roberto Fico says he is ready to resign after murder of journalists provided no early polls look called. Downing Street drops penny pinching plans. Ian Blackford says that it is up to Alex Salmond to decide whether or not to appear on Russia Today, but says that people should be very careful about wanting to do so. Parson Green tube bomb accused moving of hatred of UK. Basket Case Diocese has major issue with child abuse. Stephen Hawking tributes Poirier for inspirational physicist. Pompeo replaces Tillerson. Where does that take the US foreign policy? MSPs have agreed to rein in power Scottish ministers would take as part of Brexit legislation being considered at Holyrood. Empty chairs, black holes and Pi Day, some of the best ways people are remembering Stephen Hawking. Amazon recalls 5,000 fire risk power packs in UK, Europe and US. Jim Bowen, former Bullseye host and comedian, dies aged 80. UK to expel 23 Russian diplomats, Prime Minister Theresa May says after nerve agent attack on former double agent in Salisbury. John Moore was entitled to release. Lawyers tell High Court. Police inquiry over Bath School mock slave auction. I think we might have gone a little further than slavery as we have a thing called humanity. Theresa May defends the government's NHS records and says that is something Labour could not do. All Toys R Us are stores expected to close. Jeremy Corbyn condemns vile messages sent to Muslim MPs and rise of Islamophobia. Professor Hawking's exceptional contribution to science and our knowledge of the universe speaks for themselves, says Theresa May. Facebook bans Britain first pages. Does not surprise me. UK calls for UN meeting over spy attack. From meeting presidents to popes, look at some of Stephen Hawking's notable appearances. As Moscow rejects ultimatum over Skripal poisoning, one Russian paper today says that UK-Russian ties, the die is cast, the Rubicon crossed, suggesting the gloves are off. It adds, anything that causes pain to the partner is not allowed. Jim Carragher suspended by Sky until end of season. Black students who share their experience of racism after a video of racist chants in university halls went viral. Taxes rise of £30 billion needed by mid-2020s to cut deficit. Winter Paralympics, Mena Fitzpatrick and Jochen Gehos win silver in giant slalom. Missing Cheltenham woman has contagious condition. Five English councils told to adopt integration plans. NHS figures show knife-related hospital admissions rise. Woman missing from breast implant register. War and plastic may do more harm than good, one's think tank. Telford abuse, woman victim numbers sensationalised. Nicola Sturgeon to meet Theresa May over Brexit rail. Childcare schemes get 6 months reprieve after DUP intervention. At full time, Man United lose to Sevilla 2-1, and Roma beat Shakhtar Donetsk 1-0. Drugs deaths falling Lanley after dealers caught. Monorail rail cars sold out despite technical problems. Dunblane survivors send a powerful message of support to Parkland shooting students. There's a place in the Manchester United Football Club starting XI for Marouane Fellaini this evening, but Paul Pogba only makes a bench. White working class girls traded for sex, says Telford MP. Fortnite players warned over hack attacks. Counter-terror police investigate death of Russian businessman. Have you been in the crowds to watch more than one royal wedding? Are you also planning to be in Windsor for Harry and Meghan's big day? Please share your plans with us by emailing haveyourSay@bbc.co.uk. University strikers reject pension deal. Brevard Air has retained his champion hurdle title on the opening day of the Cheltenham Festival. Chancellor Philip Hammond UK. Chancellor Philip Hammond has delivered his spring statement. Fellaini murder trial, man raped and smothered 72-year-old woman. Another idiot. At Russia's National Grain Center, I asked Vladimir Putin, is Russia behind the poisoning of Sergei Skripal? Dunblane survivors send support to Parkland school shooting students. Philip Hammond rejects Labour's doom and gloom statement about the nation. Telford gloom and tip of the iceberg, says solicitor. Part-time DJ David Solomon tipped to be next Goldman Sachs boss. A man waited for more than 20 hours for his car to be recovered by the RAC after it broke down on the M25. Zoya Ball says she's getting stronger amid grief of partner's death. Further suspicious items of mail delivered to Westminster. Parson Green, accused, denies any contact with Islamic State. Helicopter crashes at Perth Airport. Britain's Mena Fitzpatrick and Guy Jenner-Cahor claimed their second medal at the Paralympics. Command of the New Millennium dog died after Walker left them in van in Glasgow. Leggings in and pork pies out of the latest inflation basket. Police hunt stalker who threatens rape via greeting card. Chinese takeaway can bust your salt allowance. John Warboy's victim challenged rapist released from prison. Immigration detainees held for excessive period. Nando's asked Reading restaurant Fernando's to rebrand. Millie McIntosh closes fashion line. London Mayor Sadiq Khan speaks out about racist online abuse. Raped women married off for money and visa court told. Greater Anglia sued by passenger over continuous delays. Despair of son's death in Winchester prison. West Ham fans vote on whether to step up their protests against the club's owners. I'm gonna say end of part 1, I'll be back soon with part 2 with BBC News World. Take 2, and here we go with BBC News World on Twitter as usual. Rihanna criticises Snapchat over abuse ad. Taiwas continues his impressive form. He is content after his first round at the Arnold Palmer Invitational in Florida. Crown Prince wants Saudis to get nuclear bomb if Iran does. Platypus milk, how it could combat superbugs. We have multiple victims. Authorities in Miami say 8 vehicles have been trapped in the Florida bridge collapse, and a search and rescue mission is continuing. Slovakia or Slovenia, handy guide. Nice, like I had it last year as I went to Slovenia last year, if you looked in my channel. And my sister was there like, you're going to Slovakia? And I like Slovenia. Brad was the rise of the fall of Vernos and Elizabeth Holmes. Miami Beach, people trapped after collapse at university. South Africa, Danish FGM man gets jailed in life in jail. Trump admitted making up figures into Justin Trudeau. France seeks arrest of Saudi king's daughter. I'm not sure it's really a good thing to arrest royalty, especially foreign royalty. Trump says it looks like Russia behind nerve agent attacks. Slovakia journalist Prime Minister Fico replaced amid scandal. The US imposes sanctions on 19 Russians. Kenyan nurse handed brain surgeon to the wrong patient. Russian airplane loses gold-silver bars on takeoff. Oklahoma mother will go to jail for marrying her daughter. Uzbek transport police banned from hiding behind trees. Charleston church gunman Dylan Roo's sister in knife arrest. Why is there a war in Syria? Syria war, thousands flee eastern Ghouta as army advances. Pope Francis Vatican doctors, a letter from former Pope Benedict. Rio City Councillor Franco killed in drive-by shooting. Happiness reported Finland is world happiest country, UN. Irish Prime Minister Varadkar set to meet US President Donald Trump. Rwanda bans Kigali mosques from using loudspeakers. French baker disputes fine for opening every day. Russia will soon explain. Already had that one. Japan Nobel winner Aichi Negishi's wife found dead in the US. India wild elephants saved in dramatic rescue. Police in the US are investigating the death of a wife of Japanese Nobel Prize winning chemist in Illinois. Amazon Japan officers raided over antitrust suspicion. Financial crisis rules for banks to ease US Senate. Lawsuit over Broadway play To Kill a Mockingbird. Perumal Murugan, India's dead writer returns with searing novel. How would you write a novel if you're dead? Unless it's one of those one that he did, wrote in life but wasn't discovered till he was dead. Pierce Brosnan says India mouth freshener brand cheated him. YouTube pranks are jailed for shooting boyfriend dead. Heading to Bali this weekend, you're in for a silent internet-free weekend. Oh no. As it's off for Bali's New Year. This is a 73-year-old Chinese backpacker may just inspire to live your life. German entrepreneur celebrating their mistakes. Letter from Africa, why Nigeria's hate speech bill is a jokes killer. And trouble telling aid workers and jihadists apart. As the world mourns Professor Stephen Hawking, who has died at age 76, there has been particular outpouring of emotion in China, where the visionary physicist was revered by scientists, students, and the state, and even boy band stars. How to stop birds smashing into windows. African woman inspire comic book heroes. From Syria to safety in Pakistan, we left children in eastern Ghouta. 7 places where women earn more than men in the US. Libyan migrant smuggling network arrest warrants issued. Salisbury poisoning attack, US stands in solidarity with Britain. Florida shooting, students vow never again in US walkout. Oklahoma to use nitrogen gas for executions. Pennsylvania special election is Trump's nightmare right. Russia spy, why is the UK expelling diplomats? Brexit, Brussels picks up the pace as paperwork mounts. Italy police break up macrobiotic slavery sect. Hungary jails terrorist over migrant border clash. Syria war wounded leave eastern Ghouta under evacuation deal. Blood testing firm in $700 million fraud charge. Tamil family taken off plane in Australia, deportation reprieve. TV pundit Lawrence Kudlow to be Trump's economic advisor. Bolivia police storm notorious jail, killing 6 inmates. Australia considers visas for white South African farmers. Well, what the rest of the farmers. Panama port city of Colón hit by rioting and looting. Nairobi celebrations mobile internet turned off for Bali's New Year. Pompeo replaces Tillerson. What does it take for US foreign policy? Google bans cryptocurrency adverts. 1,000 recalls one. Florida shooting, US high school students plan mass walkout. Empty chairs, black holes in Pi Day, so the way people are remembering Stephen Hawking. Caribbean volcano Kikum-Jenny, ships warned off area. Mauritius President Garou Fakim refuses to resign over expense scandal. Angela Merkel sworn in for 4th term as German Chancellor. Sierra Leone election, Julius Maada Bio beats Samura Kamara in the first round. Italy bomb, World War II device force mass evacuation in Fano. Philippines drug war, Duterte to withdraw from ICC. Dog dies in overhead locker on United Airlines plane. Be curious, and however difficult life may seem, there's always something you can do and succeed at. It matters that you don't give up. Stephen Hawking. Shinzo Abe, diplomacy and scandals heap the pressure on Japan's Prime Minister. the BBC News World had to share a picture of Stephen Hawking taken in 2007, experiencing zero gravity on a flight over the Atlantic Ocean. Kind of like the face. It's kind of pure joy and kind of the universe was lucky to have you, Stephen Hawking. Peak food table where Barack Obama ate with Bourdain in Vietnam has been encased in glass. Test election held for Pennsylvania seat. South Korea gaming death by overwork sparks call for change. How Russia uses propaganda to discredit opponents. El Salvador women freed after 15 years in jail for abortion. Japan is planning to lower the age of adulthood to 18. This would allow 18-year-olds to get married, sign contracts and take out loans without parental consent. Uganda's Makerere University, my lecturer tried to rape me. Map is all like clothes, it's a fashion thing. Wrinkle in Time director. No one in film looked at me. The Eritrean runner fearing deportation. I'd stay in Israel even if it's in jail. Shoes laid out in the US Capitol in Washington represent young victim. Recommended recent upload. House Vader envisioned his revenge against Obi-Wan Kenobi and Mustafar. Shoes laid out outside US Capitol in Washington representing young victims of gun violence. Afghan sisters deported from Australia after landmark EU ruling. Lebanon frees actor Zayed Itani, accused of collaborating with Israel. IMF says digital currency tech can be used against crypto criminals. Trump expects border wall prototypes in California. Trump personal aide John McEntee forced out to US media. Don Blind survivors send powerful message in support of Parkland school shooting students. Trump and Tillerson, the biggest bust-ups in a tough year. Russian spy Putin challenged over Salisbury poisoning. Turks flew like a pheasant, says scientist. I don't really know how it's said, I'll just spell it out for you. ARCHAEOPTERYX. President of Greek club PAO Salonika apologies after going on to bitch with a gun. Bacon Air Force One has landed in San Diego as President Trump makes his first visit to California since taking office. Florida shooting. Prosecutors seek death penalty for Nicholas Cruz. Images of a woman and her achievements have been appearing on the billboards for the first time in the Iranian capital, Tehran. A series of Democratic senators coming out very firmly today will support in support of the UK over attack of former spy. The question is what WH will do. Japan plans to lower age of adult to 18. Activists in Russia accuse the Kremlin of using the security service and state-controlled TV to attack them. When BBC Panorama went to investigate their claims, the same tactics were used. During the Winter Olympics, people across Britain were swept away by curling, and Aline Nielsen, captain of Paralympics GB curling team, hopes they can keep the momentum building in Pyeongchang. Gina Haspel, who is Trump's pick as CIA director. Self-flying air taxi lifts off in New Zealand. UN Facebook has turned into a beast in Myanmar. Eye rolls in the tame question of China's Congress. Mexico missing students. Key suspect arrested. Bertrand Cantat, killer rock star, pulls out of French festival. Rohingya, teenager life in the world's biggest refugee camp. Barack Obama's $6 dinner table preserved for prosperity in Vietnam. Charles Manson death, grandson to get body. Faulty communication flares over Nepal crash. Dozens of students die as bus falls off cliff in Ethiopia. Conscripted K-pop star inundated by fan mail. Argentine Navy rescues scientists from Antarctica. National Geographic, our coverage was racist, as they admit a racist past. Gaza blast targets Palestinian Prime Minister Hamdullah convoy. The glacier that keeps collapsing. Turkey army encircles Syria's Afrin. Turkish army says it has surrounded northern Syrian town of Afrin as part of the offensive against Kurdish fighters. US House Republicans find no proof of Trump-Russia coalition. Trump tooth of ancient megashark stolen in Australia. Something that happens daily in Australia. Just kidding. Nepal plane crash survivors describe chaos. A leaked draft of United Nations report claims that 2 Singapore companies have violated UN sanctions by supplying luxury goods to North Korea. Austin police say deadly package explosion linked, tracing sickle cells back to one child 7,300 years ago. You think you know Mary Magdalene? Think again. Australia fights drug addiction with plane flying lessons. Dwayne Wade packs Parkland 17 art exhibit on school shooting. Sugar tax and Norwegians travelling to Sweden for sweets. Metropolitan Opera fires James Levine after sex abuse claims. Ocean Bros complete 3,000-mile row across Atlantic. Euro 2016, Russian in French custody over England fan attack. Go away. Crossing the border for a sugar fix. Colombia calls Elon rebels back to peace talks. Oscar Groening, bookkeeper of Auschwitz, dies at 96. I think I've done that one again. I'm gonna say end of part 2, and I'll see you all tomorrow, updated and all. So yeah, end of part 2, end of video.